Well, hello, welcome everyone to the next watch along in the series. Obviously, the last one was United versus Everton. Nice, easy win for United. And today we are watching Ronaldo versus Barcelona, not for the first time. Sadly, when they arranged the friendly, I'm guessing they would have arranged it for Ronaldo versus Messi. But obviously, in recent days, Messi has somehow left Barcelona. It's not sunk in yet at all, for me at least. So, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Watching this without Leo Messi. But anyway, hopefully a good game. 1-0 Barcelona already. Obviously, starting the watch along a little bit late, as has become the fashion recently. But it is what it is, and let's go. Let's get going. Barca seems to be stringing it around nicely. The Barca team is obviously Depay's playing, which is interesting because he's not registered for Barca, so he can't actually play in the Liga, but he is able to play in this as it's a friendly match. I think my current understanding is he can be registered for the Champions League. It's just Liga at the moment that he's not able to play in. Either way, La Liga is still Barcelona's main competition, so they will want to have him registered if they possibly can. But they've got a big amount of financial peril to get through first to register him. Now, I've got to say, lads, before we start, I will be, on this occasion, as probably usual in these sorts of games, supporting Ronaldo and Juventus. I do have I was given a £5 free bet, actually, so that's all on Juventus as well. So, unfortunately, the current scoreline is not what I wanted to see, but hopefully we can improve. And hopefully Juventus can come back from here. Free kick here for Depay, just on the left-hand side, on the edge of the penalty area. Takes it there. Oh, decent effort. Just over. Only a couple of yards over. But a good effort. He got... I mean, one of the things Depay was fantastic at United, or at least was rumoured when he came to United, was free kicks. Sadly, we've not seen that just yet today with that one, but wasn't far away at all. Not quite as good as Bruno. But then again, who is? And don't say Kevin De Bruyne, because, yeah, he actually is. As good as, if not better. Right. Barca have had most of the possession and most of the opening part of the game so far. Fairly easily, obviously. Hopefully Juve can do some things. Obviously, Juve seems to be playing a 4-4-2, so you'd expect Barca to have a bit of an edge in the midfield area, especially with the players they've got there with Busquets, Sergio Roberto, I think, and someone else I've never heard of, but you would expect Barca to have the edge in that area, to be fair. Here's Cuadrado. Yeah, Cuadrado playing seemingly in the midfield for Juventus, but not. Yeah, it looks like he's midfield for Juventus at the moment. Obviously been playing at right back quite a lot in recent seasons. Maybe that's a ploy so that they've got... Obviously, Cuadrado used to be a winger, so maybe the idea is you've got two players that can go forward and two that can defend on the right as well. With De Sciglio being the actual right back, obviously not known for his attacking exploits, but he's not bad. MUFC Daily isn't even... Hi, how are you? Nice to see you on the stream. You're not even a Barca fan, but you cried at the Messi speech. I've got to be honest, I can't say I was crying because I think Barca do deserve it, don't they? After how badly they've been run for 10 years, they do deserve the mess they're in. But I do feel bad for Messi, but at the same time, his contract is huge. If he was that desperate to stay at Barca, he could have played for free or played for 100k a week. I mean, 100k a week is still more than pretty much everyone else alive. But not much for Barca. Good challenge there. Right. I need to get up the teams because there's a few players on here I do not recognise. I can't lie. That's partly why I'm watching. See some new players playing. I was thinking which game I should watch today. I was thinking about Lille versus... Who was it Lille were playing? Not Montpellier, they are playing Marseille. Lille were playing against someone. Maybe Rennes? No, not Rennes. But anyway, but I wanted to watch Lille to watch Renato Sanchez, Angel Gomez, a few of those sorts of players. But unfortunately, I decided to watch this instead. Well, I say unfortunately, still get to watch Ronaldo, so it's no bad thing, is it? But yeah, Barca playing midfield of Busquets, Sergio Roberto, and Demir just in front. Braithwaite, Griezmann, and Depay in the front three. To be fair, this is good news for Griezmann. He can actually play in his preferred position now that Messi's gone. Obviously, he won't be anywhere near as good as Messi, but he can play in his preferred position. No surprises, Sergio Aguero is not playing because he's now apparently wanting to leave the club. He feels betrayed by Barcelona. For Juventus, they've got Deschilio, De Ligt, Rugani, and Alexandro. Midfield of Cuadrado, Bentancur, Aaron Ramsey, and Bernardeschi. And up front, Ronaldo and Morata. Hi Nylon, how are you doing? Nice to see you back on the stream as well. Varane will complete his medical on Wednesday. Yeah, hopefully that is the idea. Hopefully it'll be done by then, and maybe he can be on the bench against Leeds. Realistically, Lindelof is going to start against Leeds, and he 100% should start against Leeds as well. He's actually played in some of the pre-season games, actually kept fully fit over the summer, and he's playing without his back injury now, so he might be incredible all of a sudden. But yeah, I'd be surprised to see Varane start. I think on the bench maybe, but you don't tend to bring centre-backs off the bench really unless Ollie's desperate to get him some minutes in front of his own fans at Old Trafford. I don't think we'll see Raphael Varane more than likely against Leeds. It's possible. But MFC Daily saying Chong got man of the match at his first match at Birmingham City. That is good. I think the thing with Chong, right, I don't want to say he's a bad player because, well, he's an alright player, but I don't know. I'm not convinced with him. I think he seems a little bit too weak, and he seems like he's a dribbler, but not good at anything else, really. Even, I think he scored a goal in one of the pre-season games for United after he'd signed for Birmingham. I don't know why he was still at United at that point, but he scored a goal, and even then he very nearly messed it up, so it's not ideal. Depay started brightly early on here, which is good for Barca, obviously. Yes, I am good, thanks. Others' channels show the match. I'm not sure what you mean, Gabriel244. The channel showing the match, I believe, is Premier Sports. Here go Juventus with Alvaro Morata on the ball. Gives it to Ronaldo in a shooting position. And he's tested the gloves of Neto early. Hi, Toblerone. Messi to PSG is confirmed at this point, pretty much, yeah. It just still does feel a bit weird watching Barca without Messi. Especially playing against Ronaldo when they've arranged this friendly because it's Messi versus Ronaldo and Messi's not there. But yeah, the game seems to be going exactly as you sort of predict when you look at the two systems. That's exactly how you'd expect it to be going. Barca having the majority of the ball and looking bright, and Juventus mainly counter-attacking. Although Juventus are having a little bit of possession at the moment, slightly struggling to play out a little bit, I think. It's so strange watching Barca. It'll be even more strange when Busquets and Piqué have gone as well. The last few members of that ridiculous, all-conquering side that we've been watching for 5-10 years. Juventus are not looking too great early on, to be honest. Am I excited for the game versus Leeds? Yes, I am very, very, very excited. I can't wait. It's first time been back in Old Trafford, in a full Old Trafford for over a year and a half. But first time being there since the Fulham game, which was good. But by that point, we were sort of guaranteed to finish second, so it meant nothing. So it's nice being back for a meaningful game. And Leeds as well. The first time I think there's been fans in the stadium for United versus Leeds for a very long time. So we'll see how that one goes down. Should be good fun. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. Sancho will start. No, I can't see Sancho starting, to be honest. I think the front three that starts will be Greenwood, James, and Anthony Martial. And Leeds home and away are the two perfect games for Dan James to start if he's going to start any in the Premier League season. So I don't mind that either. What am I watching it on? I'm currently watching it on Hesgoal, but I think it's on Premier Sports 1, whatever that is. No idea. But yeah, obviously on this occasion streaming it. So Araujo at the back for Barcelona is actually a decent player, a somewhat decent player. He's not bad. Him and Mingueza are actually alright. Mingueza keeps diving in though, that's his one slightly bad trait. He's really aggressive and when he dives in, he doesn't always win it, which means he's going to pick up bookings constantly, and that is not always a good thing for Barca. It means he has to be subbed off sometimes a little bit earlier than you probably want him to be. If that's our front three we've lost, I don't think so. I think all of those three are the sharpest forward players we've got at the club because they've been doing the whole pre-season. Greenwood in particular has been there for ages because he missed out on the Euro squad, obviously. Dan James obviously went to the Euros, but he's been back for a while. And Anthony Martial, likewise, was injured. Didn't go to the Euros, been training for ages, should be sharp and ready to play against Leeds. I think that's a good front three. And for Leeds as well, Martial's the perfect number 9 to play against Leeds. Dan James is a perfect winger for the Leeds game. And Mason Greenwood, hopefully he can... I think tactically he's not the perfect player but for that game, but I'm sure he'll do a good job, hopefully. With Barca's financial problems, we should go for Frankie de Jong. Yes, I completely agree. I think that Barca, let's make no mistake about it, Barcelona are still in denial about it. They don't want to admit that their financial problems are as bad as they actually are. And the problem is they need money. They've got to reduce their wage budget so they can actually register Depay and Sergio Aguero if he stays at Barca and any other new signings they make. But they can't reduce their wage budget because the dead wood that they've got that they want to get rid of, no one else wants. And already Simon Umtiti's refused to leave because he's not going to earn that contract anywhere else. And he's basically just told Barca, well, I'd rather just keep collecting my wage here, not play, because I know I'm not going to get paid this anywhere else. So he's basically screwed the club over there. A lot of fans aren't too happy with him at the moment, but that's the problem with a lot of their dead wood. No one wants them. As Griezmann, 2-0 Barca. Offside, thankfully, since I've got that bet on still. But yeah, a lot of the Barca dead wood. All right, Bobby, how are you? A lot of the Barca dead wood here, they can't get rid of because no one wants them at all, and they're on too high wages to go anywhere else. It's like United 3-4 years ago, except the difference is Barcelona actually don't have the money to pay for them. Who is the best player in the world right now? I mean, he's currently a free agent, Lionel Messi, about to sign for PSG. I think other players in with the shout, Kevin De Bruyne. I think Lewandowski's been on unreal form. It's just a shame for him that Messi's been better this year. He was robbed of the Ballon d'Or last year, Lewandowski, but unfortunately this year Messi's been better, I think. Oh, good effort that from Morata. Like it was flying in, but unfortunately blocked. Cheers, Dylan. City could end up like Barca. No, City won't end up like Barca. They're backed by an entire nation. Barca have ended up where they are because they're run by idiots and don't actually have as much money as they think they did. The whole problem is Barcelona, Juventus, Madrid, they've all tried to copy the Premier League and just go for this massive era of ridiculous transfer fees. PSG, by the way, have decided to just... They've massively messed up the market. They've got so much money. They bought Neymar and Mbappe for ridiculous amounts, more than they should have bought him for, just to inflate the market, just so that all the rest of the European big clubs would be in trouble. The difference is the Premier League clubs are fine because the Premier League generates that much money, so they're all good. They can afford to spend that much. Just everyone else that was trying to keep up, assuming that upward cycle of transfer fees was going to keep going, and they're now all screwed. Barca are in massive trouble. They paid what? They've got 300 million players, Barca. They've got Coutinho, Griezmann, and Ousmane Dembele. None of them play. None of them are any use to Barca at all. Well, bar Griezmann, who sort of does play occasionally, but Coutinho's terrible, and Dembele always in hospital, isn't he? So pointless. They're in big trouble for that reason. Madrid are in the same position. Juventus are in the same position as well. Ridiculous transfer fees that they can't afford just to keep up with the Premier League. Clubs with massive egos, and That's why they're all screwed financially. That's why they're clinging onto the Super League. Good clearance that from De Sciglio for Juventus. Good cross came in from the Barcelona right. I've got to be honest, Juventus do not look good at all right now. Barca are destroying them. Am I from Ireland? No, I am not. Comtio? What do you mean Coutinho? Coutinho was good for Bayern, yeah, but for Barca he's been terrible. He's not really done anything at all. Also, you've got to think, this Barca team that's playing now at least, surely he gets in there ahead of Demir in the attacking mid-role. You've got to think so. Yeah, hopefully Martial will be on form. And he's the perfect player for Leeds because he's so good at drawing a man out of the defence. And when he draws him out of the defence, he's not only just drawing them out with his movement, but then he can also turn that man as well. So he's so important against Leeds. So important. Hi, Res1. Werner's just gone Atletico and Lukaku's gone West Ham. Nice. I definitely believe those are happening. Is Messi playing or has he fully left? Messi is not playing. The only GOAT playing here is Cristiano Ronaldo. Messi has left. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one because they've obviously arranged this friendly for the Ronaldo versus Messi effect. And Messi's not even playing, so... It's a weird one for those inside the new camp at the moment, supporting Barca. I'm not actually sure if this is the new camp or not. It doesn't look... Might be their training ground like Madrid. Messi clear. Messi clear of who? Of Ronaldo? Or who else? Because right now there's only one GOAT on the pitch. Cheers for the follow, whoever that was. Barca bench Coutinho because they would owe Liverpool $5 million and they couldn't afford it. Sadly, that might be true. If it's got to the stage where Barcelona couldn't afford $5 million, it's depressing, but it's probably true. I mean, the scale of their problems is massive. I think with Messi, their wages were 100% of their income, the wage budget, which is not good. Like, the suggested amount for a football club is 65 to 70%, because then you got a bit of margin, you'll be fine, you're probably sustainable. It was 100% with Messi. Without Messi, it's 110%. Their wage budget is bigger than their income, which is a big problem because they're already in massive debt. And if your wage budget is bigger than your income, that's telling you Messi was bringing in more than he was generating more than he cost them, even though he was on a ridiculous salary. I don't know why they've given Griezmann 800k a week, but it's caused them a huge problem. Amongst others. Messi's playing in a Farmers League. I don't know why he's gone to PSG. It's stupid. Serie A is a Farmers League too. Yes and no, but at least in Serie A they know how to defend. Like, they've got good defenders in Serie A. Ligue 1, barely. Chelsea fan, but Ronaldo over Messi. Appreciate that, lad. Good. Nice from a Chelsea fan. I think Morata's just taken a painful kick. Won't make any difference to his ability whatsoever, but just noticing it. You wanted Messi at Juve, Messi and Ronaldo. Yeah, that would have been so good, but the problem is Juve can't afford it. I think the only three clubs that could have possibly afforded Messi, Titi does not look happy on the bench there, alongside Pjanic and what looks like Puig, maybe? Juventus won 9 in a row now, they will win again. Well, Inter won last year, didn't they? You genuinely think the old Barca president wanted to make Barca as bad as possible? Yeah, quite possible. Yeah, it is sad to see them not going head-to-head. That is true. You don't think Messi is top 3 PSG players? Neymar and Mbappe are clear. Well, even if Neymar and Mbappe are clear, who's the third best? I don't think that Neymar and Mbappe are clear, but we'll see next season, won't we? Do I know Newport County? I know of Newport County, yeah. Can't say I've been to watch them, but I know of them, yeah. Inter Milan got liquidated, no competition. Yeah, that's true. The only team that are a threat to Juve this year in Serie A are probably Roma with Mourinho. If he gets the right players, maybe a Mourinho masterclass, but even then I can't see it. I think it's finished. Ramos is third best. Nah, I think Marquinhos is probably a better defender than Ramos at this point. Inter Milan are not folding, but they've obviously sold Lukaku. It looks like they're selling Lautaro Martinez as well, as De Ligt plays an interesting long ball. Not very near the play he was aiming for, but I suppose that's why the Juventus fans think De Ligt is the Dutch Phil Jones. But yeah, it would have been great to see Messi at Juventus, both of them playing together. That would have been fantastic. Just a shame they couldn't afford it. I think the only three clubs that could have afforded Messi were PSG, Chelsea, and United. And realistically, I think he's gone to PSG because he wants a retirement, doesn't he? He wants a lot of money and an easy retirement home, basically. You reckon Chelsea will win the Champions League again? Doubt it. Martinez chooses Arsenal over Spurs. I can't see it. The thing is with Martinez, though, if he does go to Spurs, I'm not sure he's going to fit in because I think he needs a proper number 9 to play off so he can be the second striker. Unless Harry Kane stays, which he might. I'm not sure Spurs have got that. But even if Harry Kane stays, then surely Son's the player you want playing off him, not Lautaro Martinez. So I'm not sure the point of him going to Spurs. Every Inter Milan player is for sale, sadly. Hopefully United can get Brozovic. That would be good. You think the Champions League semi-final will be Chelsea versus Juventus, PSG versus Real? Madrid are useless now. They're so bad. You got that without a striker, now you've got Lukaku. Yeah, I still feel with under Tuchel, I think you're going to get found out at some point, and then you're going to start losing 3, 4, 5 games in a row. Once teams figure out how to beat you, I think you're going to start losing a few games in a row, and then how you come back from that will show how good of a team you are or aren't. I think it's quite easy for a manager to take over and a team to do well until other teams have figured them out. That's not uncommon. Well, teams will figure you out when you sort of regularly start conceding goals from certain areas. Teams will figure out they target that area to beat you. But it takes a while to get enough data and have enough sort of footage to look at. That's why it's quite hard. Oh, here, Demir's robbed the ball off De Ligt. Poorly there. Ole had an awesome start too, exactly. Has the game started? Yes, it has. It's currently 29 minutes in. 1-0 Barcelona. Madrid had one of the best left-backs in the world when he was in his prime. Their players are past it now. Yes, they do. Messi's the GOAT, pal. Yeah, I know. Well, both GOATs, to be honest. Yes, but our defence is the best defence in the Champions League history. Okay, great. For one season it was. But it may not be the same next season. That's what I'm saying. MEFC Daily is saying the story with Inter is that they will sell players. United needs to go for Barella. I think Brozovic would be better for United right now. Barella's a fantastic player, if Pogba leaves, but I'd have Brozovic right now instead. Much better defensive mid than what we've got currently. You reckon United versus City Champions League final, United win 4-3? That would be brilliant. I think that could happen. I think the Premier League's set to dominate Europe for a long time now. We've got too much money for anyone else. The only club that can come close is probably PSG. It's sad to see Messi in another shirt without red and blue and gold. It is, but Barcelona deserve it. Do you think Pogba is going to leave? Nope. I think he's stuck at United now. PSG can't afford him. There's nowhere else for him to go. As the camera pans to Shakira in the crowd. Even though you're a United fan, you always preferred Messi. Fair enough. Would I want Pogba to leave now or next season for free? I think we keep him for another season because I do genuinely think if we do well this season, he'll sign another contract. I think, obviously, given the team that PSG have built, he'll probably want to go and play with Messi, and that is fair enough, and play in that incredible team. But I also think that will be a team for 2 or 3 seasons. Beyond that, United are well placed to be fantastic in Europe and in the Premier League for a few years after that. I think United are a brilliant team for him to be at right now. You reckon we get Camavinga? Well, if he wants to go to Madrid or Barca, they can't afford him because Mbappe will probably go to Madrid this summer, potentially. And Barca obviously can't afford him either. So, and PSG's blocked now with the signing of Messi. So it looks like he could come to United, it's possible, but I don't really want a player that wants to go and play in Spain. I don't want a player that's going to use United as a stepping stone. Ollie's worked so hard to change the culture at the club. You don't want players like that don't really want to be there. So Juventus seem to be just targeting switches out wide left quite often. Not too sure why, but that seems to be what they're doing. Wild swipe from De Chilio goes well wide. PSG have signed Messi. Real are struggling. We are Real possible for Camavinga, yes, yeah, I do think so. Would I keep Dalot? Yeah, I think Dalot's performance against Everton was so good in that second half. Defensively, he was sound. Going forward, he was brilliant and got himself a goal right at the end as well. He was very impressive. I'd definitely keep Dalot. I think Dalot's a better footballer than Wan-Bissaka. If we can sort out his defensive game, and he's had a season in Serie A, he should be a lot better defensively than he was before. If he can sort that out, I'd be pretty happy to keep him. I think I would even consider starting him ahead of Wan-Bissaka against a lot of teams, because I think he's a much better footballer, to be honest. Will I buy a defensive mid? 100%. Yeah, we really need one. We really do need one. This is our best squad in years. Yes, we need a defensive mid, but we need to challenge it. Yeah, exactly. We need to challenge. I think my target for the season would be, if we can get to April or May and still be in touch with City with a chance of winning the league, I'll take that. Whatever happens, whether we win it or not, I'll take that this season, provided we then go and win it next season. I think that's what will happen. Arsenal would have won the Champions League 5 years ago if they had Chelsea's opponents. What a stupid thing to say. Arsenal wouldn't have won any Champions League. Messi saved Barca by going. He did indeed. So where is Messi going? He appears to be going to PSG. That seems to be what's happening. Yeah, but it's a bit sad that Messi saved Barca. But even though he's not saved Barca, because they can't register their players, they need to get rid of a lot more players than just Messi. You didn't get to watch the match yesterday. Were they good? Yeah, United was so good yesterday. Really good. Honestly, incredible. It was, especially first half, played some really good football, one-touch stuff, really fluid. Looks like sort of tactically we've made a lot of improvements already compared to last season. Matic and Van der Beek were fantastic. The forwards were really good, Martial especially. Greenwood was pretty tidy. Dan James played well as well. So I'm optimistic going into the season. We've got players that, yes, they may not be our best players, but they're sharp and have started well. I think for these first 3 games until the international break, you've just got to try and get as many points as you can those first 3 games. Ideally win them all, but you need to play the players that are actually fit. You can't be playing unfit players like we did last season. Martin Braithwaite's having a go at the referee for whatever reason. He's been booked for a bad challenge. On Alexandro. What tactical changes did you see then? I'd be interested to see what that, because I think from what I saw, it's still a 4-2-3-1, but when we're playing the ball out from the back, there was only one player dropping back from that midfield rather than both at the same time. So it was either Matic dropping deeper and Van der Beek staying higher, or if Matic dropped deeper and didn't get the ball, he'd sprint up the pitch, take a defender with him, and Van der Beek would drop in, which is really good. That's much better to see. And also then when we got into the final third, Van der Beek was normally getting forward as well. So it was a 4-2-3-1 still, but we'd improved defensively, sort of playing out from the back, and when we got into the final third on the ball, which is good. Champions League draw is on August the 26th, I believe. Looking forward to it. Hopefully United get a good away day. That'll be good fun at some point this year. Who should United sign next? Kieran Trippier and a defensive mid is what we need. You think we should start Garner at CDM? Yes, he might not be ready, but he's our best option. I actually agree. I think I would, for that position, I would go with what we're doing at the moment. Matic and Van der Beek, or Matic and Pogba, and rotate Garner for Matic. Fredo McTominay, maybe for big games. Otherwise, I'd just go Matic and Garner. Just see how far we can get with those. And if it's not working, change it up. We know Fredo McTominay is stable and decent enough, but I think we can do better than that and control games much better, especially against the smaller clubs. Juventus have made a massive mess playing out the back again. They've been really quite poor so far. Quadrado once again just passes to absolutely no one on that right side. It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing from Juventus. They've been so bad. Garner at CDM, yep, agreed. So we've got some comments on Twitch. Nightbot is saying stop spamming emotes. Nightbot getting triggered again. Pinello's getting destroyed by the best team in the world. Best team in the world, what are you on about? Hi, that_spoonboy. I'm good, how are you? Oh no. Barcelona offside again, another offside goal. Braithwaite missed a one-on-one. Griezmann hit the rebound in, and unfortunately it was offside. Charlie Crotty, you were at an All-Ireland hurling quarter-final yesterday and Waterford lost, so you're not happy. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. That was also not offside. Braithwaite was 100% onside there, so that should have been a goal. Good finish from Griezmann, to be fair. Came at him really fast, on his weak foot, but still put it in the back of the net. Obviously an open goal, but still. Good pass from Ronaldo, setting... was that Bernardeschi away? I think it is Bernardeschi. And Araujo concedes the corner. I've watched a bit of hurling from time to time. Decent sport. Want to get more into it and work out what's going on. Who's going to win the next Champions League? I think United have got every chance of doing it. I think it'll be a Premier League club. I still don't think PSG will win it. I think it's not possible for PSG to win the Champions League until the Uber Eats League becomes competitive. Because I just don't see how you can go from playing at sort of 60% of your ability for 70 minutes every game, winning most games a season, and then all of a sudden expect to beat Bayern or Man City or United or Chelsea or Liverpool over 180 minutes in consecutive weeks. I just don't see how you can do that. I think conditioning wise and fitness wise, you just can't be at that level if you're playing against a weak opposition every week. I just don't see it. Don't see it at all. So I think it's a Premier League club that's going to win it. Ooh. Juventus had a few shots on goal there. Unfortunately, none of them in the back of the net, but it's what it is. They're playing Limerick, who are very dirty. Fair enough. PSG did make the final 2 years ago. They did make the final, yes, but they got demolished, didn't they? Messi doesn't play for Barca. I know. You reckon PSG will win it? Not convinced. I don't see that. Is Garner a CDM? Yes, he is a defensive mid. He's slotted in centre back as well a few times for the academy. He's played a little bit further forward at times, but I think his best position is probably a 6. He's got everything he needs to control the tempo of the game. Defensively, he's quite good, but we'll have to see if he's up to it when he gets some Premier League action, which hopefully he does get, because I think he is ready. Why is it called Goat Watch? Messi isn't playing. Ronaldo is, though. Can he say hi? I'm not getting baited by that. I'm not Robbie from AFTV or any of the other AFTV crowd, so I will not be getting baited by that. Messi is the greatest of all time. Messi will give them what they need. Possibly. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure on PSG, no. I just don't think, with the league being the standard it is, I'm not sure they can just suddenly just ramp it up when they need to against the best teams in Europe. I don't think that's possible. Sergio Roberto's been all right for Barca so far. This is dangerous for Juve here. Surely Morata can't miss this. Oh, Morata's so bad. He was offside, but he's so bad. He had a clear one-on-one. Ronaldo was Morata's running clear one-on-one towards the centre of the goal. Ronaldo's about 7 yards wide of the goal coming in from the left. Morata squares it to him for some reason. Gets the pass horribly wrong, goes behind Ronaldo. But there's also one defender between Morata and Ronaldo. So I'm not sure what he was thinking squaring that, to be honest. He's got to shoot and score there. Any striker should be going for goal. I don't care if you've got Ronaldo next to you. That position, if you're a striker, you go for goal. That's poor. Greenwood or Ronaldo? I'd rather have Greenwood right now. What do I think of Chelsea buying Lukaku? Brilliant signing. It's going to be so good for them. There's literally no way Lukaku flops at Chelsea. He's got everything he needs. He's got obviously at Inter he's had the second striker of Martinez. Havertz can do that role brilliantly. So he's got the support he needs in that sense. And also he's got 2 wing backs either side bringing crosses into him all the time. And for Belgium as well, he plays with obviously Mertens there in the role basically quite similar to Werner's role. So he's got every single ingredient he needs to play well, Lukaku. So I think he'll be brilliant for Chelsea. What do I think about West Ham and how they cope with Europe in the league? I think West Ham will struggle big time next season. I think they'll finish maybe 11th or 12th. I just don't think they can. They've got the depth for both. I think Rice is going to be important in Europe, but I am not sure that. I just don't think they can get top half next year. I think they've not done enough business in the summer. They've got to make a few signings to even have a chance. But with Europa League, I think Europa League's big for them. If they can go for a long run in that could be good for the fans. They've not had anything really to cheer for a while. Cheers for that, Nathaniel. Appreciate it. And when will Varane be announced? Hopefully on Wednesday when he's done his medical. I think that's currently the idea. But yeah, I think West Ham will really struggle next season, to be honest. Which signing do I like more, Varane or Sancho? I think both are brilliant signings, to be honest. I'm very happy with both. I think Sancho's more useful in the sense we've not really had a right winger, and also what he does for us up front is fantastic. I think as Depay plays the free kick in, good header away from whoever that was. Yeah, the Shilio at the back post there, good header away. Villa to get top 6, yeah, and Leicester as well, definitely. I think they'll finish above Spurs and Arsenal. The one thing that might save Spurs is, though, because the Conference League is so bad, they could probably put out the under-23s every week and win most games, which is good. What do I think about Leeds United's second Premier League season? I think you'll lose your first game. I hope so, at least, at Old Trafford. But after that, I think you guys will do quite well. I think top half, most likely. The score is still 1-0, yes. I think you guys will get top half. I think one thing people are overlooking with Leeds is that I think since from about Christmas last year, your defensive record was unbelievable. It was so good. It was a little bit more reserved the way you guys were playing, but you were brilliant. Especially at Ellen Road. Fantastic. If you keep that up, yeah, you'll easily get top half, maybe top 8. I think if I had to do my predictions now, it would be City to win the league, United 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, Leicester 4th, Liverpool 5th, just missing out on Champions League, Villa 6th, then Morata should have scored again, or maybe squared that one to Ronaldo like he did before, but actually squared this one. Then 7th place I would go with, I think, Spurs. 8th place Leeds. 9th Arsenal. 10th maybe Wolves if they come back a bit. Although I think if they get any injuries, they're in big trouble. So maybe not Wolves. Moyes and Bielsa over Pep, not biased. If it's not biased, it's just stupidity, isn't it? How much do I sell Bruno for? Why would you be selling Bruno? What could possibly want you to sell Bruno? People are forgetting how elite Liverpool are. They'll finish 2nd. Nah, I can't see that. Can't see it at all. I think they've had too many changes in the team. Like, Wijnaldum was a massive loss. I think people are forgetting how big of a loss he is. Like, that midfield is set up to cover the fullbacks so well. That's what that midfield does. And that lets the fullbacks get higher up and wider. But because you can't... whoever replaces Wijnaldum is not going to be able to cover the fullbacks anywhere near as much as he did. That midfield will work horses. And if you take that out, the fullbacks can't get as high up the pitch, can't create as many chances. Also, Robertson's now injured. And you're asking Trent to defend more, which he's less good at. And that means you're going to have Salah and Mane further away from goal in the wider areas, not scoring as many goals as before. And then, who are you looking to through the middle to score your goals? Firmino? I mean, he's a decent defensive striker, as you keep making out, but he's not the best goal scorer in the league. I just think you're going through too many changes. Obviously, I think you will get more creativity in midfield, but I think you're losing too much. They have maybe 7 world-class players, and they don't have 7 world-class players. That's a joke. Elite pressing system on the club, yes, but the pressing system's gone if the midfield aren't capable of pressing. Paul Pogba's failed United. United have not failed him. I don't think he's failed United. I think he's been... when he's had long runs in the team in his best positions, he's played really well. I don't think he's failed. Brentford will get relegated and Norwich will stay up. I think Brentford will stay up and Norwich will go down. I think Norwich's business model is basically built on them going up and down constantly. Cheers, Nylon. Was that the Premier League predictions, I'm guessing, that you were enjoying seeing? Toblerone, United to win the Champions League in the next 3 years? I think so, yeah. I think it's possible. I think we're basically on the same... that was close from Ronaldo. We're basically on the same curve Liverpool were when Klopp first took over. So we could win the Champions League. I think we can beat any team in Europe on our day. So at the moment as well. So yeah. So you're saying Liverpool's 7 world-class players are Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Salah, Mane. To be fair, that is 7 players. Mane, Salah, Fabinho, got to give you that. Robertson, yes. Van Dijk, obviously. Alisson, obviously. Trent, I'm not having as world-class. After the last season he's had, not a chance. Not a chance. That's the problem with not on a day enough. The thing is, though, I think we've got more... with the signings of Varane and Sancho, we'll be much more consistent, hopefully. Nice, Nylon. Are you doing a player career or something? For team, I think I'd get Bruno to go and do what Scholes did. Tell them that the only way he'd play for you is if you buy this club. Salah, you're saying Salah's not world class. Trent, incomplete player, 4 out of 7. I think Salah is world class. Let's be honest. He's been one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League for several years. He's definitely world class. That's like, I'm not a Liverpool fan by any means, but he's definitely world class. What game am I watching? I'm watching Juventus versus Barcelona, in which Memphis Depay scored early on. Trent is by distance the best right back in the world, and he didn't have a bad season. He had a bad start, yeah, but he's not had a brilliant season. Didn't even was lucky to. Did he make the Euro squad? No, he pulled out with injury, didn't he? But he didn't make the initial squad, I don't think, and then got called up and dropped out, I think. Oh no, he did make the initial squad, didn't he? Because Southgate had 4 right backs, but still, yeah, Salah's definitely world class, but Trent, I'm not sure. Not sure on that. Favourite food? Good question. I like lots of things. I eat basically everything, to be fair. So hard to pick out a favourite food, I would say. Bottom 3, I think Southampton will go down. I think Norwich will go down, and Watford. They'd be my 3. I think Brentford have got a really good way of operating. I hope they stay up this season. I really do. People forget. Luke Shaw's only had 1 good season and people rave. Yeah, but Luke Shaw's good season's been unbelievable. I know Trent's been named a better right back than Trent. I mean, there's literally better ones in England that started. Reece James is better. Kyle Walker's better. That's just 2. You reckon Norwich, Brentford and Brentford and Brighton. I think Brighton will do much better this season than they did last season. I think haven't they signed a proper striker now? They've got someone to actually put their chances away, which is good news for them. Because that's all they missed. Fish and chips or pizza? For me, pizza every day of the week. I'm not a massive fish and chips fan. Trent 1920 was better than Shaw 2021. This is bias, and Reece James might be most overrated player. I mean, look, Shaw 2021 has been incredible going forward and so good defensively. Trent 1920 was still getting done defensively every couple of games. Like, don't pretend he was incredible going forward. Don't get me wrong, but he had Henderson covering him every time. He had Van Dijk in that defence. He had Joe Gomez alongside him covering him. He had no problems, no reason not to be good. Sure, I know he's playing alongside Harry Maguire, but he's not got a midfield that are covering him particularly well. And he's brilliant defensively. He can do everything you want him to do defensively. Brilliant on the ball, and fantastic going forward. Where do I think Garner's going? I hope Garner doesn't go anywhere, to be honest. I think he deserves a season to actually prove himself at United. I think he could break through this season. And I think what I would do with Garner is, if he hasn't by January, if he hasn't broken into the team by January, hasn't made enough appearances, then loan him out. But until then, I want to see him given a chance. Someone saying Tierney over Shaw. Yeah, probably just quite stupid. Paul Pogba with France is not world class either. You're just dumb then. 1v1 tackling isn't everything about defending. Yeah, I know, there's a lot more. There's a hell of a lot more to it. Recovery defending, defending the inside, which Shaw was previously quite bad at, but he's now a lot better at. Defending the back post, Luke Shaw's fantastic. Defending in the air, he's brilliant. Defending 2v1s, overlaps, Luke Shaw is brilliant. A lot better than Trent has ever been at doing that. Can't wait for the season to start, neither. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be good. Nice, Nolan. How's the FIFA player career going? What I'm going to do right now, actually, is I'm going to go onto the Fantasy League, Fantasy website, and I will make my league so you guys can all join it if you want. Walker is a pace merchant. James is the only one who can be better than Trent. Stop the jokes. Walker defensively is so good. I think people don't realise in the second half of last season, since about Christmas last season, he was a mainstay in that City team. I mean, I know Cancelo had a brilliant patch, but other than that, Walker was he was a mainstay. Cancelo dropped off a bit after around Christmas time, and Walker was a mainstay. He was defending so well. He's a brilliant defensive right back. He's taken about 8 years to learn to defend the back post on crosses, but now that he's done that, he's very complete defensively and he's good on the ball as well. Obviously, going forward, he's nowhere near what he used to be at Spurs, but defensively, he's so good. How do people play player career? It's so boring. Honestly, completely agree. I really agree. I've never found it interesting because I think, like, especially if you play as a striker or whatever, you either it's either like you can just dribble through everyone 5 times and score 10 a game, which gets boring, or it's so hard you get about 3 touches a game, and then you're like, well, what's the point of playing? Right, Walker is not good defensively. He's only good physically. That's just not true. Watch him. Do I think Leeds will get Mateus Pereira from West Bromwich Albion? Well, there's a chance if Pereira hadn't just sacrificed his career and gone to Al Hilal for however much money, which is unfortunate. The score is currently 1-0 Barca. If Pogba was so good with France, then why did Matuidi and Kante outperform him in the World Cup? So you said Pogba is not world class for France, and now you're saying that he's not world class because Matuidi and Kante are outperforming him. Kante is a world class midfielder as well. I don't know what your point is here. So Pogba's not good because some people play better than him. What? People play better than Messi in certain games. Doesn't mean Messi's bad. I support United. You could have probably worked that out from my dismissing of Trent. Create a new league. Create league. Classic league. Right, I've created a league. Options. Right, lads, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, I am going to now. You're starting in a Champions League match, so thanks, Ole. Oh, you doing it United as well. Love that. I'm going to stick on YouTube and Twitch, and I'll do it on TikTok as well. I will stick the Fantasy League code that I've just made in the chat. This is the official Premier League Fantasy League. MUFC Daily is saying you personally only play the new F1 game. I don't mind the new F1 game. Are you playing on? If you're playing on Xbox, I'll do some races or something with you at some point. That nylon is the Fantasy League code if you want to get in. You don't get people saying buy it, indeed you'll rise too young. Give Garner a chance. If it doesn't work out, then go for it. Yeah, I do want to give James Garner a chance. I definitely would do that. Right, nylon, there is the Fantasy League code. And on TikTok, 1 second, let me put that in as well. Where is it? Comment. Right, that is the Fantasy League code. Guys, just put that in the chat, 9ZOJPB. Go join that on the official Fantasy. Go get yourselves in that, and we'll see how that goes. Good luck to everyone. We might have some prizes. How many leagues can you join? You can join as many as you want. It's unlimited, I'm pretty sure. Elanga's going to have a 19-20 Greenwood season, you think? I hope so. That would be pretty good. I think if he does, then Dan James could be on his way out. Potentially also Palistri as well, who's already gone on loan. Right, if you think Pogba's so good, he wouldn't even perform well in the 4-3-3 with a good DM. Well, what do you call what France played? It was basically a 4-3-3 where Matuidi and Kante were covering Pogba. Pogba was basically playing as a more advanced one of those. Yeah, that guy is just waffling. You're not wrong. Do you think we're going to sign any more this window? Trippier is definitely joining. I think that's almost certain to happen. And I think also we will see a midfielder, whether it's Camavinga, whether it's Saul, we'll see one of those come in. He would be good in a 4-3-3 with a good DM. If you have a midfield of, let's say, Brozovic, Pogba, and Donny van de Beek, that would be brilliant. But the problem is, playing Pogba and Bruno together doesn't really work, unless you've got a fantastic defensive mid. You watched a bit of the Birmingham game yesterday. Chong was brilliant. Yeah, keep going on that. Tell me more. What did Chong do? What was he good at? What was he not so good at? Because I think with Chong, his problem's always been, firstly, his physicality, which it should have improved now after a couple of loan spells, but also the fact that I think he's a dribbler, but doesn't seem to be too good at much else, which is a bit of a problem. Someone's saying Thiago over Pogba. That is a joke. Chong won the match. He did indeed, yes. Do I watch F1? I do, yes. PS4, unfortunate. Hi, Johan. How's it going? Let me put the Fantasy League code back in the chat again. There we go. For Johan and anyone else that's joined, if you want to join my Fantasy League, that is the code there. Just put it in the chat. So get yourselves joined. Get in there. Wouldn't even say Pogba was world class during games this Euros. You're just dumb, man. I think, to be honest, to be perfectly honest, mate, I think you're past arguing with. You just don't know ball. Unfortunate. I'm good, Harsh. How are you? Ronald Koeman watching on. Doesn't look too impressed. Pogba was a great player post Mourinho. He was a good player for Mourinho as well, but he's I think he's a lot better than this lad's giving him credit for. Prediction for Leeds game against us. I think it's going to be a really tight game. I think after what happened at Old Trafford last season, I don't think Leeds will be anywhere near as expansive as you were. I think it'll be more like the Ellen Road game. But the big thing for us is we've got Anthony Martial back. We've got Jadon Sancho back to help break you guys down if we can't do it otherwise. And obviously, I don't think you've got Calvin Phillips, have you? So man marking Bruno won't be as effective, firstly. But secondly, with Martial playing, I think that's the main difference for us. I think we'll win it. I think it'll be 2-1 United. I think it'll be really tight, but I think 2-1 United will be my prediction. I am from England, Harsh. Who is my favourite driver? It's tough. I think at the moment probably either Lando Norris or George Russell. I liked Hamilton sort of 10 years ago when I was a lot younger, obviously. But now he's just a bit boring and just annoying. You can see Dalot starting because he can break teams down going forward. I cannot see Dalot starting. Cannot. I think that's suicide against Leeds, to be honest. He's not good enough defensively. Wan-Bissaka is, just for his recovery ability, he needs to start against Leeds. Gerrard or Scholes? For me, Scholes. 2-0 United. I have a feeling Leeds are going to score. Yeah, Thiago had the most thumbs up in a Premier League game. That's what he does. Thiago is a thumbs up merchant. Is Russell off to Mercedes next season? I hope so. I do hope so. I think, to be honest, Bottas is just boring everyone now, isn't he? Like he's just not that good. He is just genuinely boring. Who would I replace Pogba with? Good question. I'm not sure I'd replace Pogba. I don't think we need to replace Pogba. I would, instead of that, decide however we want to play and just get players whose profiles fit that. I'd probably get Declan Rice. He's just so good defensively and he's getting better all the time on the ball. And then maybe Saul, maybe Camavinga, but Rice is the main one to get, I think. Who is this ginger lad coming on for Juventus? Wan-Bissaka's as good at attacking as Dalot. He'll prove this season. I think Wan-Bissaka, when he goes through a purple patch, when he's got a lot of confidence, he's not bad going forward, but it just doesn't happen very often, which suggests it's a mental thing mainly. You really think Pogba will be world class every game with someone like Casemiro covering him? Maybe not Casemiro. I think Pogba needs someone with more legs. Casemiro's more of an anchor. 3-1 United, Bruno ×2 and Cavani, and Bamford or Rafinha score. I don't think Cavani's even back in training yet, so I'm not sure he's going to play. United don't need Rice. He's so bad at progressing the ball, and with Varane, defence isn't a worry. I'm not sure with that. I think Rice isn't that bad at progressing the ball. I think he's getting better every game, every season. So I think he'd be perfectly fine progressing the ball. But also the main thing is he drops into that back three, which lets Maguire go forward. Sadio Benrahma going to have an amazing season? Potentially, yeah. He could do, but I think West Ham are going to struggle overall. You're saying Messi better than Ronaldo, but Ronaldo the GOAT too? Yeah, fair enough. You don't think Pogba needs to be replaced because we've got Van der Beek and he can start most games and prove himself? I hope he gets more game time, big time, yeah. Curtis Jones over Bruno, Brewster over Kane, Nico Williams over Shaw is if Scholes over Gerrard. Yeah, I don't know what you're on about. Didn't know that. Is Cavani injured? I'm not sure if Cavani's injured or if he's just got some quarantine issues. I'm genuinely not sure. If anyone knows, please let me know. You reckon MUFC Daily reckons I could be a better driver than Nikita Mazepin? To be perfectly honest, you've not seen me on an online race. I cannot go a race without spinning. Even 5 laps, cannot go a race without spinning. Not possible. It's possible that Rice needs another DM next to him. He looked amazing in the Euros. No, I don't think so. I think I think Rice can be the anchor because he's so good defensively. Like, he's ridiculous. Wins every challenge, basically. I would definitely keep him. So, Toblerone has just joined. Appreciate that. That's good news. Thank you for joining, and good luck in fantasy. It's better than Mazepin. Yeah, to be fair, Mazepin spends multiple times a race, which I also do that sometimes as well, to be fair. 4-1 says Johan United, Martial, Brace, and Bruno and Alanga. Yeah, possibly. Hopefully Alanga gets on the bench, actually. I reckon he's had a good pre-season. It'd be stupid not to. Martial's inconsistent garbage. Even Jesus and Werner are better. No. Just no. Werner maybe is a footballer. Fantastic footballer, but not a great goal scorer. He'd love Ndidi, but doubt it. I don't think Ndidi's good enough on the ball, to be honest. And he roams too much for my liking, which is not good when you've got Pogba. We need a team that don't gamble. That's Fred's biggest problem. I think Rice's biggest strength is that he will drop into a block. He will sit in position. He won't just gamble and start pressing randomly, which causes us massive problems. Do you think Varane will sign in time to play against Leeds? He'll sign, yes. I think he'll be on the bench, but I don't think he'll start. I think Lindelof will start. It'd be stupid not to. When he's played basically the whole pre-season game, the last pre-season game. Thoughts on Martial? Happy. I do like him. Hopefully he has a good season. Okay, this is really annoying. He hasn't trained yet due to playing in the Copa America. Yep, that seems about right. Is Hamilton getting overhated? Yes, definitely. But to be fair, the Silverstone crash I didn't think was... I thought was a racing incident. And I stand by that. Gratz could be great, but you can't see him leaving Germany. I agree with that. Rice can't break lines. That's not true. He's slow on the ball. That is true. He makes no passes forward. That's not true. English DM who can't physically progress the ball. That's just not true. Rice definitely can, especially for West Ham. He's miles better. Like 2-3 years ago, I'd agree with you, but he's improved so much in that area now. I think one of the biggest telltale signs of it is with England when he got the ball, especially in the first couple of games of the Euros. If it was on his left foot, then he would never just sort of play a pass first time, even if there was someone open in front of him. As he got more and more confident, he would start doing that, which was good. But for West Ham, he's always doing it. Looks like Sergio Roberto just got clothesline, but the referees missed it. Celtic or Rangers? Celtic for me personally. Hamilton missed the apex by a mile in Silverstone. He got away lightly. There's nothing wrong with missing the apex. Like, he was alongside, and there's plenty of videos and stuff of Max doing the same thing to other drivers and getting away with it. As far as I'm concerned, I think they both could have backed out. Neither did. Max could have gone wider and probably still kept the place. Hamilton could have backed out, but he didn't. They both could have done more. And Didi only has better defensive stats than Rice because he dives in and his fouls proves it. Yeah, that's true. Are you going to the United game? I am going to the United game. Yes, I am indeed. Is it plastic to support two clubs? Yes. You want to see McTominay with Pogba against Leeds? They played good in the middle of the final. No. I think that's terrible. McTominay is not the most mobile. Pogba is, well, not great in terms of running either, so I think that's an awful pairing to play. The pairing I'd play against Leeds, I'd either Matic and Van de Beek potentially because they've played really well in pre-season, they're looking sharp, but most likely it's McFred just for the fitness and running they give us. You've got to have that against Leeds. He should have pulled out of it. Verstappen was in the right and was very dangerous. It doesn't matter if it's dangerous. I think that's irrelevant. Like, that's like judging things. You're judging things on the outcome, not on what's actually happened. I don't think Max could have pulled out of it as well if it was that dangerous, but he chose not to. Fred frustrates you so much he commits into tackles so much and he's a bit careless on the ball. Right, yeah, I'll tell you guys about this actually. After I read a couple more comments quickly. One more you can do. Second channel talking about F1. Good luck with that. Fred was very good against Everton. In your opinion, doesn't get mentioned because he's a scapegoat when we play bad. No, I'll tell you what. On Fred, I've got it on good sources who've actually got like sources inside the club, inside the first team, in particular the analysts, but a source who knows them has said that apparently the game plan against Everton was when we lose the ball, drop into a block. And the number of times, Fred was playing with Pogba, by the way, the number of times Pogba's sort of gone beyond the ball, as he's supposed to do when we've got the ball in the final third, we lose it, and Fred just sprints 30 yards out of position to go and press someone, gets beaten so easily because he's dived in, and then we're just 4-on-4 against the back four. Sometimes worse when the fullbacks are pushed forwards. Fred has to stop doing that. It's so stupid, especially when he's playing with Pogba. If he's playing with McTominay, it's fine because McTominay can normally cover him. But when he's playing with Pogba, it's ridiculous. He can't be doing that, especially when he's been told to drop into a block. It's stupid. Be honest, who thought we were going to be talking about Esteban Ocon winning a race? Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but that was actually one of the most mad races I've ever seen. It was insane. Also, a track I've actually been to, which was nice. Went to Budapest for a holiday with my friends a few years back, and of course wasn't going to go without going to the F1 track. There's a really good karting place in the middle of it, actually. You sort of go into the track, and I think it's between like turn 2 and turn 3 or something, just off to the side of the track. Oh no, big mess up from Barca here, playing out from the back. But it's Morata on the ball, so nothing's going to come of it, I assume. Yeah, nothing came of it. Predictable. Ocon had a lot of things go right to win, but you're happy for him. Likewise, Hamilton loves a Red Bull where it will. Yeah, that is true. After what he did to Albon in Brazil a couple of years back, big time. It's happened a few times, hasn't it? You can't see United finishing ahead of a healthy Liverpool with McFred. Well, out of all people to say that, Liverpool fans shouldn't be the ones. Liverpool have been for many years the experts in having a midfield that does nothing but work hard, offers very little in terms of passing the ball forward. That is what McFred do. I don't see how McFred's any different to Henderson and Wijnaldum, really. Right. What am I watching the game on? I'm watching it on Hezgol at the moment. It's still 1-0 Barcelona. Right, lads, I'm going to put the Fantasy League code in the chat again, quickly. On Twitch, here we go. Sorry, not on Twitch, on TikTok. Is Robert injured? You saw he went down. Yes, Robert is injured. I think he should miss the first couple of games. It depends, basically. It looks like it's ligament damage, but that, by the way, I've just put as the Fantasy League code. But yeah, it looks like it's ligament damage. Hopefully, if he's got away without a fracture, then he might be back for the second game, but he'll probably miss the first game at the very least. Or he could be out for up to a month, maybe, if it's not if there's no fractures or bone issues. If it's just ligament, maybe more. But yeah, it's not looking good for him. Alonso was unreal. His defensive driving on Hamilton was amazing. Ocon was great, keeping Vettel away. Yes, it's true. Why is my background Ronaldo, but the title of this live is GOAT? Because Ronaldo is the GOAT. And also Messi's not playing in this game, so couldn't really put him on the background, could I? False advertising, that. Right. They have Thiago now, so they not... Well... I mean, Thiago just is injured, isn't he? It was not a joke, no. I think they're both just are good enough to fall into that category. Even if Messi's better, they both are in that category, aren't they? They're both just unbelievable players that have never been likes of that have never been seen before. Do I have an FPL league? I do, Johan. I put the league code in the chat just now. There you go. You're playing your cousin who was using Red Bull. You're using Aston Martin because of Seb, and you won with him. Nice. Name a footballer for an edit. Mason Greenwood. Alonso slowed him down so much. If Hamilton got by him earlier, Hamilton would have won. Yeah, that's very true. Even a lap earlier, he probably would have won, to be honest. You think a midfielder, Fabinho, Henderson and Thiago can be very successful. If Henderson stays, potentially. But Thiago's going to have to up his game. I think Thiago, so far, he doesn't really get the pressing system that Klopp's trying to do. So I'm not sure he's going to be perfect straight away. I think you'd be better off with Curtis Jones instead of Thiago, to be honest. Thiago's better on the ball, but Jones probably understands the system a bit better. Cheers, Johan. You hope Norris wins the next race. Yeah, it'd be great to see Norris win a race. I was also really happy to see Russell actually finishing the points without having some sort of reliability issue as well. Yeah, he did end second because Vettel got the disqualified. Do I believe we'll need a striker after Cavani leaves? Because that's what we're looking at right now. Yes, we will. Of course, we'll need a striker after Cavani leaves. I think Greenwood will take another couple of years to become of that level. But also, I think for a club like United, you need three very good strikers at the very least. Even if you're playing with one striker at a time, you need three very good ones. I think having the options of Greenwood, Martial and Haaland is fantastic. And if Martial leaves, then bring someone up from the academy potentially, if we've got Haaland. Russell would have won, but he had to give places back. He was in front of Ocon. He was never going to win that, Russell. Like, His car's not got the pace to do anything. The Williams is so slow. Not as bad as the Haas, but nowhere near good enough to win it. Hamilton or Schumacher, who would you take all time? That's tough. That is really, really tough. I think for me, because I've seen more of Hamilton in my lifetime, I'd probably go with him. Nice, Johan. Cheers for joining. Do you think that the Barca midfield of Wijnaldum, Pedri and De Jong will work? Well, Wijnaldum's gone to PSG. I hate to break it to you, lad, but Wijnaldum has gone to PSG. I'm a massive fan of Pedri, by the way. I think he's so, so good. To be honest, it's not looking great for my free bet, is it, at the moment? Not looking good at all. You're a McLaren fan, fair play. Can you have 100k? No. Mainly because I don't have it at the moment, unfortunately. You hate Barca, just a bit of trolling. Love that. I mean, even if they had time on Wijnaldum, it's irrelevant because they can't register him, can they? Hamilton was 1 point off the championship in 2007 as well. He'd already be on 8. Yeah, but I mean, he didn't deserve it really in 07. I think Raikkonen won it because he had a better season. It's fair enough. You reckon Martial isn't good enough when he has competition, and that's why he shouldn't stay? I have a feeling Martial ends up at Spurs if Kane leaves. When you first watched F1, you thought it was boring, but it's actually fun to watch. Yeah. To be fair, there are so many boring races. Is there a prize if you win the league? Just wondering. I haven't got one yet, but I think we can. Yeah, we can probably find something. Oh, 2-0 Barca. Great header from a corner. Please tell me Martin Braithwaite has not just scored. Martin Braithwaite has just scored for Barcelona. You hate to see it. You really hate to see it. That is annoying. Goal from a corner, direct header. Someone lost their man there really badly. I hope it wasn't Ronaldo. It was. He was number 11 for Juve. No, it wasn't Quadrado. Must have been 17 then, whoever that is. It wasn't Weston McKennie. It wasn't Danilo. It might have been Kulusevski or Pellegrini. R9 with another. Not watching the game, is Ronaldo playing? He is indeed, yes. Well, not anymore. He's been subbed off at half time for Dejan Kulusevski. Honestly, Juventus have been so bad. This has actually not been a good watch at all. Juventus have been shocking. And considering how bad Barcelona are right now, that's embarrassing from Juve. Terrible. Johan says, is there guys on Twitch slandering Martial? No, it's guys on TikTok, actually. But yes, they are slandering Martial. You know, people say Hamilton only wins because he's in the best car. He's the best driver. Do you expect him to be in a Haas? Yeah, exactly. That's true. You're a fan of Kulusevski. Oh, yeah. Are you Swiss? Because I think Kulusevski is not Swiss, Swedish. Of course. Favourite F1 driver of all time is... in terms of watching it, probably is still Hamilton, because I've grown up watching him. Personality-wise, maybe Danny Rick. Norris is a great guy. Webber, yeah. Love a bit of Mark Webber as well, great lad. What do you think will happen to Inter with the problems they've got now? I think they're just in trouble. They're going to have to just rebuild again. Rebuild from the bottom, get some academy guys in, get some cheap players, free agents, all that sort of stuff. And they'll be back in a few years, but they've just got to be responsible financially. All of these clubs that have tried so hard to keep up with the Premier League, they've just got to accept they don't have that much money. Their leagues don't generate that money. Don't spend what they don't have, and then they'll be okay. But Barca, Madrid, Juve, Inter, Plenty of clubs around Europe have tried to spend money they don't have, and they're now in trouble for it. Do you think United need to sign another striker if Martial is sold or loaned out? Yes, I do. I think going into a season with Cavani as the only out-and-out number 9, you could argue Greenwood, but he's not really. I think, yeah, that's awful. Especially given Cavani's age. It's poor. Year after winning the title, it's peak. Yeah, exactly. It is. To be fair, part of the problem with Inter is not just they're spending money they don't have, which they've done a little bit, but it's partly also just their owners are terrible. Yeah, they do still owe United 45 million for Lukaku, and they owe us another 5 million from the I think from the buyback clause. So they owe us about 50 million for Lukaku, which can fund a midfielder for us. Do you think Bottas will still be on the grid next year? I think and I hope George Russell gets the seat. I think Bottas knows now that he's not going to be there next season, which is why he's helping the team out. I think I'm watching it on beIN Sports, and the thing that's annoying me most right now of this is the timer. You know, normally the second half, sort of it goes from like 46 upwards or 45 upwards. For some reason, they've started it from 0 for the second half. It's just a little bit annoying. It's one of those things. Which guy was that, Johan? Was that Deck or was that Isaac? The one in the middle or the one with long hair? What Inter players will I take at United? Plenty. Lukaku, if you still count him. Lautaro Martinez would be a good player. Brozovic. I think D'Ambrosio will be okay as a sort of utility fullback. Wouldn't go out my way to sign him, but he's okay as a utility fullback. Skriniar's a decent player. De Vrij a decent player. Plenty of Inter players to take at United, to be honest. You hated Rosberg when he was racing, but miss him now he's retired as Wit. Yeah, I feel exactly the same. Honestly feel exactly the same. It's strange. They've taken off Yusuf Demir for Nico someone. They've taken Samuel Umtiti to come on for Araujo. And Dest off for Emerson. Barella. Yeah, of course, Barella. Barella, good shout. You meant Dak, yeah. Dak's a great guy. I think he's really good on camera and good to have on the streams as well. You thought Lautaro was going to Spurs? Yeah, it looks like it, but someone on YouTube asked which Inter players I would take. So at the moment he's still an Inter player, so I'll take him. Barella, yeah, definitely Barella. He's fantastic. Really, really good player. He'd be a great Pogba replacement as well, Barella. We should get Zachariah if we don't get Rice. So underrated. Yeah, the problem with Zachariah is his injury history, and I'm not sure how good he actually is on the ball either. Hi Rashi, how are you? You're playing or am I playing FM later? Potentially. I think I'll save my FM. I'll save an FM stream for during the week. I reckon. I think I'll probably do one Monday, Tuesday. I reckon tonight I probably won't. I've got a little bit of work that I need to get done, so not tonight for FM, but we'll get one done on Monday or Tuesday. Thoughts on Barella and how we could get him with a new liquidation? Hopefully, I mean, if we can get him, he's fantastic. He's a really, really good player. Barella. Yeah, Inter have said they'd most likely accept any good offer for any player. I think surely after selling Lukaku and Martinez, if they do, I don't think they'll sell Barella as well. I think they'll want to keep hold of him. But if he wants to leave, possibly. I'd be tempted to just say, you know what, Fred, go to Inter. Give him Fred for... I suppose if they're that cash strapped, maybe Fred and 10, 15 million should be okay for Barella. It'd be a good signing. Really, really good signing. I think more of a Pogba replacement, but either way, even with Pogba, he's adding qualities to the midfield. We should keep Dalot for some reason. You really like him, good for the future. I really like Dalot as well. I think he's a good player, played really well against Everton. And I think I want to see him now that he's come out of Serie A, because that's the best league for learning to defend. That was his biggest problem defensively. So hopefully he's learnt a lot of things from that. And if he managed to stay fit all season as well, then I see no reason why he can't start a lot of games and be good for us. Any updates on Goretzka? Heard we were linked with him. Hopefully we can get him, but I think he's probably going to stay in Germany. I think he's the sort of player that wants to stay at Bayern. Rice isn't worth 80 million as a West Ham fan, but we value him at that. People don't realise that. Yeah, I mean, given he's got a contract at the moment, you can just hold on to him if you want. I think you really, really desperately need him to do anything like to get anywhere good in the Europa League, which you could do. I think you might be able to. I think if you fully prioritise it, you could get to the quarters or semis of the Europa League, definitely. Maybe even win it if you get a good cup run. Dalot can play left back too, exactly. I think Dallow's better than Brandon Williams, definitely. Obviously, Williams, having come from the academy, has a little bit of an advantage in that sense, but Dallow's definitely a better player. Final word, congrats to the contract he wants to say. Yeah, probably, but he is a class player. And yeah, probably is using us for a new deal. Most likely, yes. You think a decent player we could get is Kessié from Milan? Nah. I don't think he's any better than Fred, to be honest. We've got two headless chickens in Fred and McTominay. We don't need another one. Williams is right back, not left back. We played him at left back and left wing back for ages, and he isn't good there. Yeah, I think, yeah, Dallow's definitely better. But he's young, huge prospect for United, yes. Agreed. Referee's got in the way there. Got to be Barca free kick, I think. Or drop ball. Williams is a right back. Yeah, he is. Well, he was a right back. Yeah, he was moved to left back because Ethan Laird was so good. Laird should get hopefully a run, but I think he's gone out on loan again. Ronaldo was decent that half. Why did he get subbed? I think he was okay, but I think he's been subbed because it's pre-season. Go on, Griezmann. Good block from Bonucci. Right. Thoughts on De Vrij? I think De Vrij is decent. He's all right. He'd be a good. Probably he's better than Phil Jones. I think Lindelof's a pretty good third choice centre back. I would sell right now. I'd exchange Lindelof for Frankie De Jong from Barca. I think Lindelof would be unbelievable for Barca, and De Jong would be so good for United. And Barca probably need to get his wages off when they finally accept that they need to save some money. They're going to have to get rid of his wages. You hope Tuanzebe gets good game time and proves why he should be our backup because Lindelof is not good enough. I'm not sure. I think Lindelof is probably one of the best third choice centre backs in the league. He's almost always like fit and available for games, which is important. And he's a fantastic defender on the ground. Not as good in the air, but as long as he's not playing Burnley, he's fine. He's a really good defender, especially for the Champions League as well. He's a fantastic defender. Right, do you think Yuki Tsunoda will go to Red Bull? No, Tsunoda's been horribly outshone by Gasly this season, so if they're signing anyone, it's got to be Gasly, surely. The perfect match would be Ndidi, and we could maybe get him for cheaper since we get 50 million from the Lukaku deal. I'm not sure on Ndidi. I don't think his passing's good enough, and I think he roams too much, which isn't what we really need. This is a good chance for Depay, this, if he takes it. Or Griezmann's taking it and straight into the wall. I should have done better there. Signing of the window so far, I think Leicester have made some great signings. Patson Daka's a brilliant signing. Lois Rose says, why is she here? She knows nothing about football. Good question. But drop a follow anyway. Why not? Burnley going down, in your opinion? They're starting to get figured out and finished 17th last year. Didn't they have some injuries last year, I feel, that slowed them down a bit? But yeah, they've not spent much. I think they've made too many signings. Right, signings of the summer, Patson Daka fantastic, Varane fantastic, Sancho fantastic. I wouldn't put Grealish in that boat. I'd put Kane in that boat if he does go to City. Christian Romero is a fantastic signing for Spurs. Brilliant in the back three if they play with that. He could be... I think if I had to pick one signing of the summer... Oh, yeah, one signing of the summer, probably Lukaku to Chelsea. There's no way he's going to flop. He'll be so good for them. Apparently, right, you don't rate a future United player, but happy to see Chong getting a man of the match for Birmingham. He apparently plays in the midfield three. What, as one of the more attacking midfielders in a three? I suppose that could work. But I think Chong's problem's always been that he's... I think, as well with the Championship, there's a lot of high lines, a lot more space you get in general than the Premier League. But I think his problem's always been that he's physically a little bit weak, gets bullied off the ball a bit too easily, and for whatever reason, he's a good dribbler, but doesn't seem to be able to do too much else. Grealish signing didn't make sense. I think it's a good signing for City. He will be good, obviously. But, yeah, I think he's not bringing too much they don't already have, but they've got so much money and such a good team that they can afford it, so why not? It'd be like United signing Varane and Koundé. Like, Koundé doesn't bring much that Varane doesn't have, but if you can afford it, He's a very good player, so why not? You like Saul, but you don't think he'd fit in our system. I agree. Not every loan player, e.g. Chong, has to be in United plans. You can always cash in on them. Yeah, exactly. Do what Chelsea have been doing for ages. When Chong comes back, he won't stay because he won't get game time with the competition in the squad. Yeah, no, Chong. There's no way Chong's staying. He's not good enough. He's got to go. Yes, Ronaldo has been subbed off. Yeah. Lukaku's good, but opens up our chance to get Haaland. Exactly, which is good. He played as a left mid / LCM in midfield 3. Oh, interesting. Okay. I can see how that would work. I think he's probably better on the left than on the right. I think on the right, he looks to cut in and just goes into a crowd of players, gets bullied off the ball. Sergio Roberto's coming off. See you later, MEFC Daily. Cheers for your interaction. Cheers for being on. Appreciate it. Had a good time there with that. Check the Twitch comments. Nylon, join the fantasy league. You are Pessy. Nice, nice. I'll check fantasy league in a minute. See who's in at the moment. Haaland, you can see going to Bayern. Not a chance. They've got Lewandowski. Inter Milan need new owners. All their best players being sold at discount price. Yep, exactly. To be fair, if Haaland does go to Bayern and Lewandowski is available, I would take him as a replacement for Cavani. He'd be brilliant. You feel United can go far in the Champions League with the signings we made? Agreed. Yep. Can West Ham have Lingard? I would. If it was up to me, I'd sell him. Yeah. Probably at the end of the window, last couple of weeks, so he can play the first couple of games for us. But I would definitely sell him. Yeah. Thing is, apparently he doesn't want to go back to West Ham, which is a bit of a problem for you. Still 20 minutes to go in this game, I think, and honestly, Juventus have been shocking. So bad. What am I watching it on? I'm watching it on Hezgol at the moment. I think the actual channel's on is on Premier Sports 1, whatever that is. Lewandowski will be just another Cavani, good striker but short term. Yeah, but it is what it is, you know. Good player for a couple of years. Joe Willett's gone to Newcastle. Interesting. You keep Dalot, sign a defensive mid, then go on all in for Haaland next season. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Hopefully, I definitely think keep Dalot. But I also feel I think we're probably going to get Trippier, and if we do, then Dalot's gone. Realistically, you can't wait for the Premier League. Neither. Only a week left. Only a week. I'll have to do my Premier League predictions video quite soon, I think. Ronaldo x Chiesa x Dybala for the season. That is a decent front three, isn't it? It's not bad at all. Lewandowski is getting a bit older and will soon lose form. Yes. If we keep Deadwood for a season, then sell it all and go in for about 200 mil for Haaland. The thing is, I just don't think we can sell it. I think a lot of the players that we want to get rid of, like Pereira, if we got a 5-10 million bid, even though he's probably worth about 20, I would just take it. Just get rid of him. Just get him out. How do I think Lukaku will do? He'll do brilliantly. Like, there's no reason for him not to do well. He's got everything he needs to play well. At Inter, he played really well with his second striker, Lautaro Martinez. At Chelsea, he's got Havertz to do that. At Belgium, he's got Mertens alongside him. At Chelsea, he's got Werner. He's got wing-backs putting in crosses for him. He's going to do brilliantly. One unrealistic player to sign, no Messi or Ronaldo or Mbappe or Neymar. Maybe Fabinho then. That's quite unrealistic. I'd have him. Brilliant defensive mid for us. We gave Lingard a second chance in the league and he doesn't want to come back, and we miss Pereira. Yeah. He's cancelled his own football career by going to Al Hilal. Stupid from him, really. I'll probably say City are winning the league. Yeah, I do think City are going to win it. Yep, definitely. Chong stats: 8 out of 11 duels won, most tackles 7, and 5% possession won. 5 times possession won, man of the match. That's pretty good going. Where will Werner play now Lukaku joins? I think they'll still go with a 3-4-3 like last year. I think what I see happening with that is it will be either Werner or Mount on the left. On the right, it will be Kai Havertz, and through the middle, Lukaku. Liverpool have a chance this year with Van Dijk back, yeah, but I think they've just had too many changes from the system they've been playing recently. That's what I think. I think they'll struggle. That's good. Those are good stats from Chong, to be fair. Mark your words. If PSG get Messi, they're going to bottle the Champions League. Yeah, I think they will bottle it. Yeah, I just don't see how they can go from playing at 20% intensity in Ligue 1 every week to suddenly playing the best teams in Europe across 2 legs for 180 minutes, if not more, because extra time's more likely now. So just don't see it. Liverpool's still good. Yes, they're still good, but I don't know where they're going to finish. They might not get top 4. So we're saying Messi, Neymar and Mbappe won't win the Champions League if Mbappe stays. Yeah, possibly not. Mount played nearly every game last season and will carry that on along with Havertz finding form. Okay, in that case, then they drop Werner, but I still think Werner will start just because of what he gives them in terms of moving in behind. I think maybe Tuchel might look to put Mount in as a centre mid, maybe alongside Kante. Although you can't really drop Jorginho either, I suppose, unless he plays Mount as a wing back, which is also possible. But either way, it's a good problem for them to have with more options. I don't think Werner's going to leave, put it that way. And also, I think he'll have a better goal-scoring season this year. Cavani is getting old, yep, so we should use Martial for this season and see if he does well. I mean, I think we'll rotate both. They both offer different things. You don't see a world where Liverpool don't get top 4. They finish 3rd without their 5 best centre-backs. That is true. That is true. I have a feeling with Liverpool. Just have a feeling. You didn't watch the game, but if you're a stat merchant, those are very good stats. Yep, they are decent stats. They're not bad at all. Can you be moderator? You're always in my live. I would let you, yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I'll see if there's an option, but I don't think you can have moderators on TikTok. Oh, maybe you can, actually. All right, you know what? Manage. Add mod. There you go. You're a mod now. Fabio Paratici has Levy spending. Yes, he does, but not much. I mean, Romero's on loan, and I think Galini, Galini's also on loan, actually, for 1 year, and then option to buy. United don't have enough squad depth to title charge, in your opinion? I think that's not true. I think the only position we lack depth now is right back, really. But even then, we've got Dallo and Brandon Williams, who are okay. They're not good enough for a title-winning team, but they're okay. That's all right. You'll be a moderator if you want. Don't mind. You'll be here when I'm live. Yeah, go on. Right, that's enough mods now. Name a football player for an edit. Mason Greenwood. He thought Romero was 47 million. Yeah, but I think he's on loan initially. There's an option to buy at the end of the season. Johan is going to become a moderator as well. And, to be fair, MUFC daily as well. Because he's always here on the lives. Appreciate that. Cheers, lads. Check the Twitch comments as well. Do I remember Oscar? As in Oscar from Chelsea? Is that who you mean, Nylon? Because I do remember him, yes. He's also gone to China, like Mateus Pereira. Not actually, he's gone to Saudi, hasn't he? But Oscar went to China. But ruined his career in the same way as Mateus Pereira's done. Depay's look really, really sharp today, actually. I've been thinking about... I might put a bet on Depay to be one or if not the top scorer in La Liga next season. I think Suarez will obviously will run him close, but Depay looks so sharp. So sharp. In the Liga, I don't think it's that much better than Ligue 1. And Depay was fantastic in Ligue 1, wasn't he? He was top scorer. Where do I think Arsenal and Spurs will finish? I think Spurs will get 8th and Arsenal 10th. What's my thoughts on Haaland's performance of the day? Can't say I watched it, unfortunately, so don't really know. Juve bought Romero, you think, and if he flops, they don't need to buy him. Yeah, exactly, because he's a Juve player at the moment. That's why he's on loan at Spurs, I believe. What place do I think Inter will finish in Serie A? I don't know Serie A too well. I'd say maybe 5th or 6th at this point. Depay might still be United if Van Gaal didn't play him right wing back. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. I think if Luke Shaw didn't get injured that time, then he might well be. But I suppose if he didn't get injured at that time, then he may not have turned out as good as he is now. Predictions for Premier League? What, the whole table? Because I think it's going to be City, United, Chelsea, Leicester, Liverpool in 5th, Villa 6th, Spurs 7th, Leeds 8th, Arsenal 9th, Wolves 10th. Then after that, maybe West Ham 11th or 12th. I think Burnley 13th. And then everyone below 14th or below, I think, will be in a relegation battle. I think Palace 14th. There we go. Might have a goal on my hands. Nope. Keelan needs to put it out of play. Who's going to win the Premier League? Man City, I think. I think I'll do a Premier League predictions video in the next couple of days, which will be good to get out as well. We'll see it. You don't see you guys finishing below Wolves, but you respect it. Who do you support? Do you really think United will finish above Chelsea with Lukaku? I think so. I think United, obviously, to be fair, I think last season we kept going behind in games, and hopefully this season that doesn't happen. But I think we've just added in every area, and every player we've got at the club has got better in the last season. So I think even though we finished a fair way off City last season, we've been improving for the last couple of seasons. We've taken another big step forward here. I think United will genuinely be in the title race come April or May. Made some really good signings, a midfielder and Trippier, or even just Trippier. And I think we're going to be in that title race. Villa predictions now without Jack Grealish. I think they'll be 7th, to be honest. Who's my dream defensive mid signing for United? You'd love Ndidi or Rice. I think my dream would be Locatelli, to be honest. Top scorer, assister, player of the year, and young player of the year. I think top scorer is probably going to be Harry Kane again, whether he goes to City or stays at Spurs. I think he's going to score a hell of a lot of goals. Top assister, I'm thinking Bruno. I think De Bruyne's output for assists will drop a little bit now that he's got Jack Grealish. I'm not Muslim, no. Player of the year, I think, will be... I think Harry Maguire's in with a shout of player of the year this year. And young player of the year, I would say... maybe Ferran Torres. Jadon Sancho to get player of the year, I doubt it. I think he'll be very good, but not quite player of the year. Indian, mate. Johan United says it's a low move so Spurs can sign more players. They'll pay the money at the end of the season or something like that. That is exactly the plan, I believe. Yes. Why do I doubt Sancho to get player of the year? I doubt it because I think he'll take time to adapt. And I think he'll be very good, but I just think there'll be players that are more standout than him. You're a United fan, you rate Maguire highly, but not player of the year. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think with a much improved defence, Harry Maguire's the leader of that. I think there's a chance United keep the most clean sheets in the league next year. And if we do, then I think Maguire will be up for a shout of player of the year. Barca are playing so well here. Griezmann's through on goal. He's had to cut back because he's not quite got the legs he used to. And he's given a poor pass away to the part on the far side. You reckon Grealish or Foden will be bad because one will play on the wing, or in an 8 where both aren't? You reckon we could win it, but we have Ole, so you wouldn't bet on it. Any of the top clubs in the top 4 can genuinely win it. It's down to management. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think Leicester will be so close to top 4 even if they don't quite make it. I think they will this season, finally. With the depth they've got, the signings they've made as well. You think the top scorer will be Kane, Salah, Mane if he improves, or KDB if he's injury free? Yeah, potentially. Or Bruno. Yeah. or Bruno? What are your thoughts on Bolingoli? He's class player. Lukaku, like, he's improved so much at Inter, genuinely. So much. He's not the player that he was when he left United. Your connection cut out, I have to go. All right, see you later, lad. Cheers for joining. Either Leicester win the Europa League or get top 4. They can do it this season with the signings. I agree. Yep, definitely agree. What do I rank Aguero at all-time PL strikers? He's second behind Henry for you. Yep, I'll go with that. I agree with that. Actually, no, maybe Shearer ahead. Griezmann's going off. He's played all right. Why do people call Lukaku Bolingoli? That's his middle name, I believe. That was a quite loud car going past. Right, 5 minutes to go of this game. You never say he was bad, you just think he's not good enough to win Player of the Year. Fair enough. Cheers, Rudders. What game am I playing? I'm not playing a game at the moment. I'm watching Barca versus Juve. What would I take as a good season? I think in the league, challenging by April or May, definitely. Anything other than that is embarrassing if we don't get to April or May with the signings we've got as well. Champions League, I think semi-finals minimum, and then hopefully a cup competition, but I don't really care about either cups, to be honest. If you know, you know. It's true. It's true. Premier League's the best league in the world. Exactly, yeah. No other league can keep up with the money that the Premier League have got right now. Can see Bruno winning Player of the Year if we win a trophy like the FA Cup or win the league? Yeah, potentially. But I think Bruno and Maguire will both be up for the awards if United win a trophy and have a strong season. Definitely. Would Rashford start for us if everyone's fully fit because you don't rate him as highly as some do? You know what? I don't know. I think if Rashford comes back and he is in the best form we've ever seen him and he's improved himself in tight spaces, which hopefully he has, then yes, he will be so good and he definitely will start. But I think also his off-the-ball runs no one else really offers. But otherwise I can see Martial taking his place because on that left wing, Martial's pretty good. He's pretty handy. He's better technically than Rashford by a lot. His give and goes could work really well with Van der Beek potentially and Sancho as well. Hi Nylon, how are you doing? Why do you keep asking me for my thoughts on Lukaku to Chelsea? I've said it about 5 times, lad. Messi to PSG thoughts? Yeah, I mean, he obviously doesn't want a challenge. Martial's bulked up too much. Play on left wing now. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, maybe. But I think he can still play on the left wing. He just won't be as explosive as he was before. Ronaldo played left wing. He did indeed back in those days, yes. You can't stop the shine. It's true. If everyone's fully fit in our squad, you don't see him starting. Yeah, I think the first choice 3 behind the striker would maybe... I think Sancho's got to play on the right because there's no one else really for that right wing role. But Sancho, Bruno... Who is that? With that awful haircut. That's disturbed me, that terrible trim. Awful free kick as well. He's one of the best on the ball, but shooting he isn't the best at. Who, Martial or Rashford? You hope Donny gets a lot more game time this season. Yes, I agree completely. Am I streaming on Twitch? I'm streaming on Twitch right now, mate, yeah. Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube all at the same time. Hello, Samsung Galaxy Note. Martial, yeah, fair enough. Right, all we've learned from today really is that Juventus look terrible and Barca are so much better. They've been better in every area of the game, Barca. genuinely. Thoughts on Dan James? I like him. I think he's a good player. I think if you give him a simple role to get down the line and get crosses in, he's fantastic at it, as we saw for Wales. But for the more complex roles of United, where he's expected to link up with Bruno and the striker, whoever that is, at the time, I think he's not quite as good at that, but he's improving all the time. And I think if there's 2 games all season you could pick him out to play, it'll be against Leeds. He's defensively is our best winger. He tracks back all the time with his man, which most teams do, but for some reason most of our other wingers don't seem to want to do it. I definitely think James has got a place in the squad still. I'd definitely keep him. Juve without Ronaldo would be nothing. I mean, Ronaldo, even with Ronaldo in the first half, they weren't that good. They were still terrible. He brings in so much revenue, yes he does. Martial, after the initial COVID break, was cold. He was indeed, yeah, he really was. And CLS haven't made their shirt sales go high. Yep, exactly. That's true. We're into added time here. Hello, who do I think will be our flop of the season United fan? Ooh, that's tough. That is a difficult question. Flop of the season. I don't think there's any United players who are back to do badly, to be honest. I think if we sign a midfielder, let's say Camavinga or someone, I think they would be the flop of the season because they would take time to adapt and wouldn't be what everyone's hyping them up to be. That's what I reckon that'll be our flop of the season. And who do I think will be our most improved, best and breakthrough player of the season? Most improved player, I think Dan James. Best player of the season, Bruno or Maguire for me. And breakthrough player of the season, I think hopefully Jimmy Garner. Potentially Anthony Elanga, but I think James Garner would be for me. If he gets his chances, James Garner, otherwise Elanga. Ronaldo to bag goals in the Champions League this year, of course, yep, always does. Can Barca score another one? Oh, what a brilliant goal that is. That is a fantastic goal from whoever that is. Ricky Puig. Puig, or however you say it. Brilliant, brilliant goal from him. That's fantastic. Cutting his left foot, put it straight past the keeper. Fantastic. Prediction for Premier League winners, that is City. That will be City, I think. Pablo Fornals is the most underrated player in the Prem. No one talks about him. He's alright. He's not bad. It is indeed 3-0. Yes, cheers for that. As a United fan, you think it'll be McTominay that will flop? I don't know. I can't see McTominay flopping really. I think if you play McTominay in the right role, he's fine. He just shouldn't be a defensive mid. I think both Fred and McTominay sort of need each other because they're both headless chickens. Which, if you're playing them with someone that's actually a competent footballer, and you've got a headless chicken next to them, the headless chicken gets exposed for being out of position all the time. But because McTominay and Fred are both always out of position, it somehow works where they end up covering each other just about all right. Can I do a top 7 predictions? Yes, I will do. I'll tell you mine now, but I'm going to do a video for it. My predictions are win the league City, 2nd place United, 3rd place Chelsea, 4th place Leicester, 5th Liverpool, 6th will be Villa, and 7th will be Spurs. Robbo or Shaw, Shaw for me by a long way, based on the last season and the fact that Robbo is now injured as well, so useless. Villa 5th. I think Villa will get 6th, just not quite top 5. I think it'll be Leicester that beat Villa. I think out of those 2 teams, Leicester will do better. City, if they don't sign Kane, they go into the season without a recognised striker. They've still got Jesus. Without Grealish, it's going to be tough for them this year. No, I don't think so. They've made so many good signings, Villa. Garner will get game time in the league. Get him on loan to a Premier League club like Palace. The thing is, I think it's a very different thing playing for United alongside good players compared with playing for a team like Palace that are probably going to go down. Who's going to win the league? City, definitely. Robertson is injured indeed, yes. Right. Liverpool in the Europa League, would love to see that. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could happen. Right, guys, cheers for joining the stream tonight for the watch-along. I'll answer a couple more questions, then I'm going to head off very soon. Samsung Galaxy Note says, do you want Trippier to come to United? Personally, I do not, because he's very happy with Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. I think if Trippier comes, Dalot's off. That's almost definitely happening. I do like Dalot, but I think Trippier's a better signing. And to be honest, Trippier would start most games for us. He's better than Wan-Bissaka overall as a player. So I think Trippier would improve our team, whereas Dalot's a good rotation option. So given that, I think I'd maybe loan up. If we can loan up Dalot again, loan him out. Otherwise, just starting Trippier and sell him. Villa will struggle early without Grealish because they relied so heavily on him last year, potentially, but Buendia's numbers are also ridiculous. They're so good. If they get Cantwell as well, they're fantastic. They're set. And they've got Danny Ings as well to score more goals than they did last season. Ollie Watkins still there as well. I think Villa will be absolutely fine. Right, cheers guys for joining on TikTok. I'm going to end this now. Sancho or Varane, who was the better signing? For me, I think Sancho is more important. We've needed that right winger. Lindelof's a decent enough centre-back, but our defensive issues aren't really so much from personnel as from the fact that tactically we're not that great as a team. So I think for me, Sancho's a better signing. Both fantastic signings. Both so good. Cheers guys on TikTok. I'm going to end the stream now. I'm off to bed. Not quite yet, but we'll see you guys soon. Now for you guys on Twitch and YouTube, I'll have another couple of minutes for any more questions or whatever, a bit more interaction with you guys, and we shall see. Right, what do you think United will do in all four competitions we are in? Trippier can play left back and right back as well, he can indeed. Premier League I think will come second. Champions League, hopefully the semi-finals. I think we could win it. I think we could beat any team in Europe on our day, definitely. As Neto gets man of the match by the looks of things, holding up a giant golden star. That's a bit patronising. But yeah, so Champions League semi-finals or could win it if we get a good run. Other cup competitions, I don't really care, but I think we should get to the semis in both. I think we're good enough for that, really. Will Villa play a 4-4-2 now, though? I don't think so. I think they'll play the same system as last season. Danny Ings up top, Watkins goes out to the left, Bailey on the right, Buendia number 10 probably. Douglas Luiz and John McGinn behind them. And then a back four. Axel Tuanzebe probably won't be starting. It'll be Konza and Mings as it was before, with Matty Cash on the right and Matt Target on the left. If Ollie plays McFred next season with Pogba in, I'm assuming left mid is what you're going to say. I'll let you type your comment, Samsung, and then I will be heading off. Cheers for watching, guys, on Twitch and YouTube. And, right, I'll end the stream here. But cheers for watching, guys. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have too. Obviously, Juventus, not very good. Barca, a lot better. Looking quite good, even though I think part of it was because they're against a really poor Juventus team, but part of it is they are actually looking quite sharp, which is a bit of a concern. Because I thought they'd just be terrible now. They've lost Messi, but maybe what's happening to Barca is what's going to happen to Villa. When they've lost Grealish, they use the rest of the team more, which could help them out. But on that note, cheers, guys, and I will end the stream. He's got his comment in here. Will Pogba play more in midfield or the wing next season, do you think? I think he'll play more, hopefully more in midfield, but given what we saw yesterday in the pre-season game, he was partnered with Fred. I think if that partnership gets fit, then we might be all right if Fred stops gambling. Otherwise, I think he may be restricted to the wing for the start of the season. Konsa and Xavi should start, if we're being honest. Yeah, Xavi's better than Mings. Mings is crap. If Ollie plays McFred and Pogba on the wing next season with Henderson in goal with no trophies, you'll be Ollie out. Disagree, I think that'd be alright. But I think Pogba on the wing isn't really needed now, we've got Sancho. But yeah, other than that, I'm alright with Henderson in goal. Cheers again, guys, and see you guys soon. Probably doing an FM stream tomorrow or Tuesday, so hopefully you guys can join me on Twitch for that. But until then, goodbye.